Over the next 48 hours, the Golden State Warriors will find themselves at a crossroads that could define their fortunes. For the entire upcoming season, free agency is officially open tonight, and whispers have turned into near shouts about the franchise's intentions to overhaul its wing rotation. Last spring, during the playoff run, it became painfully clear that the Warriors lacked a consistent point-of-attack stopper, someone who could guard the opposition's best perimeter threats without compromising the offense, though Gary Payton, the second, brought championship pedigree and elite defensive instincts. During his time in the Bay Area, the recurring injuries and limited offensive ceiling mean that he is now considered unlikely to don the blue and gold next season. As heartbreaking as it is for fans to consider a future without GB2, the coaching staff and front office recognize that the team needs someone who can deliver steady two-way contributions night after night across all 7 months of the regular season. The good news is that Golden State's leadership has reportedly already earmarked a trio of intriguing candidates to fill that void, and their profiles couldn't be more tantalizing. First among these names is the young guard who quietly turned heads in Minnesota, averaging nearly 10 points and over 3 rebounds per game while shooting close to 40% from beyond the arc. At 26 years old, he is entering the prime of his career, boasting the length and foot speed to mirror any backcourt star, and the offensive versatility to slot seamlessly into Steve Kerr's motion offense. What makes him especially attractive is not just his lockdown perimeter defense against the likes of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but also his uncanny knack for hitting corner triples at an elite clip. Importantly, his mid-level exception should fall within Golden State's comfort zone, allowing the front office to add significant talent without mortgaging future flexibility. Alongside him, there is the rising defensive stalwart from New Orleans. Though his three-point percentage dipped somewhat this past season, the promise he has shown over multiple campaigns is undeniable, with nearly 2 steals per game, a wingspan that disrupts passing lanes, and a willingness to challenge every jump shooter who dares to step beyond mid-range. He represents the kind of on-ball presence that makes life miserable for even the most crafty scorers. Placed within a Warriors lineup built around floor spacing, his shooting should rebound, and his defensive impact will only grow when paired with the threat of Stephen Curry and Draymond Green operating in open space, should the Warriors decide. The trade market offers a more direct path to improvement. He could be the centerpiece of a swap that brings in premier upside without surrendering core contributors. Yet the intrigue does not end there. Word from league insiders suggests that Dorian Finney-Smith, fresh off declining a player option worth $15.4 million, will field offers from a clutch of title contenders. At 32 years of age, he may be a veteran presence, but his combination of floor spacing, shooting, and sturdy defensive chops make him exactly the kind of high-character, battle-tested player that thrives in playoff atmospheres. Last season with the Lakers, he carved out 9 points and 4 rebounds per game, shooting over 40% overall from distance, and an eye-popping 45% from the corners. His maturity and playoff experience could provide invaluable stability, especially if Golden State's brass fears that the raw athleticism of younger wings might not survive an extended postseason. With those 3 paths laid out, the question becomes which direction the Warriors ultimately choose. Will they bet on the rising two-way dynamo, whose youth and trajectory promise a half-decade of two-way excellence, or will they lean into the polished defensive craftsman whose floor spacing may have dipped, but whose underlying skills remain undeniably elite, poised for resurgence within a championship-level system? Alternatively, might they swing for the veteran shooter-defender who brings a winning resume and the kind of postseason grit that only comes from years of deep playoff runs? Each scenario carries its own risks and rewards, but the underlying objective is crystal clear. Golden State wants to fortify its wing defense without sacrificing the pace and spacing that have become synonymous with its identity. Beyond the headlines and speculative chatter, the Warriors' front office is meticulously weighing financial flexibility, roster chemistry, and long-term strategic objectives. They know that the path to another Larry O'Brien trophy runs through shoring up the perimeter. Opponents no longer fear only Stephen Curry's historic shooting or Klay Thompson's catch-and-release prowess. They have grown comfortable attacking isolated wings, exploiting defensive lapses that might have once been covered by more athletic, two-way talent. To reclaim their status as the NBA's most feared dynasty, Golden State needs a player who can both neutralize elite scorers and step into open threes without hesitation. Meanwhile, murmurs out of Los Angeles suggest that Dorian Finney-Smith is unlikely to return to the Lakers, setting the stage for a bidding war among franchises vying for his unique blend of shooting and defensive tenacity. Sources say that, even if he ultimately remains in Southern California, multiple teams will aggressively court him as soon as free agency opens. Golden State, it seems, intends to be among that group. If they can land him, they would not only plug their wing hole, but also add a veteran whose playoff know-how could prove invaluable during tight fourth-quarter moments. As the countdown to negotiations begins, Warriors fans should brace themselves for a whirlwind of information. By midnight, we expect official announcements that will confirm which route Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Bob Myers have decided to pursue. Whether it's a savvy mid-level signing, an eye-catching trade, or a surprise reunion with a familiar veteran, one thing is clear: Golden State's wing rotation is about to look very different. And with the stakes higher than ever given the Raptors, Suns, and Lakers all bolstering their rosters, any misstep could leave the Warriors playing catch-up. At the same time, this period offers the franchise a chance to address long-standing concerns. No longer can they rely solely on isolated bursts of defensive brilliance. They must build a cohesive unit capable of sustaining pressure across multiple series. Whoever ends up wearing that coveted blue and gold jersey, they will be expected to embody the team's storied ethos: relentless defense paired with unselfish, high-octane offense. Should Golden State succeed in adding one of these sought-after wings, they will not only send a loud message to the rest of the league, but also position themselves as the favorites to hoist another championship banner in San Francisco. In the coming hours, keep your eyes peeled for breaking news, because this narrative is far from complete. Trades can materialize out of thin air, and free agents sometimes make decisions that shock even the most well-connected insiders. But one thing you can bank on is that the Warriors will be active, bold, and strategic in their pursuit of defensive reinforcements. And as the cap crunch and positional priorities collide, fans should prepare for a frenetic few days that will ultimately decide whether Golden State returns to its perch atop the NBA hierarchy or watches from the sidelines as another contender seizes the throne. Cheers. As the dust settles on initial rumors, the real test for Golden State's front office begins, converting interest into signed paperwork before the clock strikes midnight on July 1st. Cap space projections suggest the Warriors will have just enough breathing room to pursue one of the aforementioned wings. But every dollar committed today may limit maneuverability down the line. In practical terms, this means that if they elect to use the mid-level exception on that Minnesota defensive standout, they may have to forego more aggressive bids for role players elsewhere. Conversely, a clever sign-and-trade for the Pelicans defensive dynamo could allow Golden State to maintain flexibility at the end of the bench, preserving the ability to chase late-season bargains or shore up depth if injuries strike. Behind the scenes, league sources say that Mike Dunleavy Jr. has been burning the midnight oil, crunching numbers, chewing through cap sheet scenarios, and maintaining close communication with both free agent reps and rival executives. No detail is too small. Does Dorian Finney-Smith's declining of his Lakers option signal a willingness to accept a shorter, 2-year guarantee in exchange for playoff upside? Could the Warriors leverage the promise of a championship or bust environment to undercut other suitors? And how might the allure of playing alongside Steph Curry and Draymond Green influence a younger player's decision, even if the financial offer from another team is technically larger? Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Rumors are swirling around the NBA as the Golden State Warriors reportedly pull off a lightning-fast signing of Filipino sensation Rhenz Abando, sparking excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. Sources close to the team hint that the Warriors, known for their dynamic style and eye for talent, are betting big on Abando's potential to bring immediate impact and flair to their roster. Though the details remain tightly under wraps, whispers from inside the organization suggest that this move could be part of Golden State's broader strategy to inject fresh energy into their lineup. Abando, who has been making waves in Asian basketball circles with his athleticism and scoring ability, fits the mold of a versatile player who could complement the Warriors' fast-paced, high-octane offense. Speculation is rife about how quickly Abando could adapt to the rigors of the NBA, with some insiders pointing to his impressive performances overseas as a sign that he's ready for the big stage. The Warriors' front office, renowned for their calculated risks and willingness to innovate, may see this signing as a gamble worth taking, one that could pay off. By adding a new dimension to their attacking arsenal, fans are buzzing with Anticipation. Imagining how Abando's style might mesh with established stars like Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. Could the Filipino forward become the next breakout star in Golden State's storied lineup? The prospect alone is enough to fuel endless debates and eager watchfulness as the team gears up for the upcoming season. While official confirmations remain pending, insiders hint that this swift acquisition reflects Golden State's urgency to stay competitive and entertain their fanbase with dazzling performances. If the rumors prove true, the Warriors might just have found a secret weapon in Rhenz Abando, ready to electrify the court and deliver the spectacle their supporters crave. As the buzz intensifies, all eyes will be on the Warriors and their newest recruit, waiting to see if this rapid signing translates into immediate success or if it's just another intriguing chapter in the ever-evolving NBA saga. Either way, the possibility of Abando joining Golden State has already ignited conversations across the basketball world, hinting at a thrilling season ahead. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.